Hi guys, so me and Vikas were working on the micro front end project of the web app. So the project overview was like the goal of the project was to migrate the existing Mifos web app to a new structure that follows a micro front end approach. So what is micro front end approach? So micro front end architecture is a design approach in which a front end app is decomposed into individual semi-independent micro apps working independently and composed into one app for users using either client-side or server-side composition techniques. The micro frontend concept is vaguely inspired by and named after microservices, which is a backend approach. And so, like, why are we using micro frontend approach? So, as you can see here in my left, uh, like the monolith architecture, it creates a like the micro frontend architecture was introduced to solve multiple issues with current single page application frontend development. With the growth of a website, it becomes tough to scale, modify, deploy applications. And with such a monolithic system, developers will be blocked on each other just to apply a small change. So that's why we need a micro frontend approach. So like monolith frontend used to work like this. Like we have two different micro services backend, and we are fetching the data from both the microservices backend to one monolith front end. So right now we are trying to work on like for every microservice backend, we are creating a micro front end. So now Vikas will take the lead. Vikas,
Thank you,
carry on.
Pushpendra. Yes, thank you, Pushpendra. Let me share my screen. You can,
No, no, I will like you can just talk. I will just change the slide.
yeah, change next slide. So, hello everyone. So, here we have the main components in our project. So the first component is Mifos X application. This is the main application, and all the things are present here. And it will talk to the Mifos library and the Findec client. And Mifos library is the major component of this project, where all the components, UI components, and utility function and modules are there that has been shared all across the application. And after that, it will have all the shareable components and will be reusable for the application. And we have the Findia client. And Findia client contains all the services that interact with the backend API and provide the services to the Mifos library and the Mifos application as well. Next slide. Here the architecture of our project. So here in center we have the main application, and the Findia client is the services which talk with the backend and provide the services to the application, and as well as the Mifos library. And Mifos library contains the components and module which will be shareable, and Mifos app uses the Mifos X library. Next slide. So our progress is to first we have set up the initial application, and initially what we did is we directly migrated the main application, and uh, likewise copied the everything and set up the new project structure. And in that scenario, we are getting the lots of issue. The issue was approx more than 20,000, more than 20,000. Then we are decided to do the one by one components added in Mifos X library. So in Mifos X library, we have decided to add it one by one every component which will be shareable and reusable to the application. So at that time, when we are added one by one application, and at that time we are solving the issues and resolving everything step by step. and this way is helpful for us to resolve the issue more efficiently. And the fintech client, for the fintech client as well, we did the things in that manner. And up to now we have completed the 90% migration and solve maximum issues, and few of them is remaining, and maybe in this weekend, upcoming weekend, we'll solve that issue as well. So the next slide. So the remaining issue, as we discussed, we have the few issues remaining, and basically when we migrated the application, we are getting the issues like dependency issue and some compatible issues and like that. And whenever we are running the application, solving one issue, then we are getting the another issue. Likewise, then we solve that issue, and up to now, I think 90% done, and 10% is remaining part. And after that, we'll ensure the all the functionality and uh, working perfectly, and we'll check that and resolve upcoming issue. Uh, and the next slide. Next slide, we have one architecture. Let me show. So after that, we have this future plan to, after we'll when we successfully run the application, we'll move to the separating the main things that will be reachable to the another application. So we have the Mifos web app main application will divided in more parts, like shows in this diagram. So will this is the future works for our project. Next. So thank you all of you, and Swendra and Alberto, who continuously helping and solving and participate doing working on this project. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you both for the great work on this, and we're going to get some more clarity around some of the use cases, and hopefully we can define like a small application that can utilize some of the micro front end concepts to demonstrate what you've worked on.